Hello and welcome to round 8 of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race Extra Large in Live for Speed for 2025. The series is supported by World Class Lions and broadcast here on Sim Broadcasts. I'm Peter Butcher, and joining me in the commentary box once again, it's Eoin Harmon and Miika Särkkinen. Eoin, first of all, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm keeping well. I'm still enjoying my last week off work, so it's nice and sunny today, but it's perfect for a sim race, I think.
Ideal. Miika, how's it going?
I'm doing okay, despite some technical problems that I can't connect a Live for Speed server, but I got the stream, so I can commentate from here.
Ideal. Great to have you both along again for what we're going to have here tonight, which is going to be the Ereso, the second time we've seen this mod on a live stream at Rockingham Extended ISSC RGE, which is the second time we've used this track as well. So yeah, it's going to be fun for sure. Let's take a look at the track. It uses quite a lot of the roads here at Rockingham. We only miss the portion of the oval between turns 3 and turns 4. but we use pretty much all of the infield in various guises, and it's all in total 4.5 kilometers, 2.8 miles, and we're going to have 36 laps of running here based on the qualifying results from today. All the drivers need to serve at least 10 seconds in the pit lane. No work is necessary, they just need to stop for 10 seconds and drive, which they're going to have to time probably, because the car doesn't need much fuel rolling.
No, it's got a very healthy amount of fuel economy, so it will let you keep going with the 1.3 litre inline 4 engine. So yeah, that'll sip the fuel. It won't be too dramatic unless you choose to fuel very light, meaning that you do have to put in a bit into the tank. But yeah, this is a low power car, I suppose, compared to the actual racing cars you can bring into LFS. But yeah, it definitely does have quite a fascinating complex. I think it does bring a lot to the table.
Yeah, we've seen this thing once before at the Rockingham Oval. We're going to be doing most of that today, but we'll have infield to deal with as well. It's got a 1.3 litre inline 4 rear-wheel drive configuration, and, well, the drivers are going to be having quite a bit of fun with this today, which is round 8 of the 12-round RTFR Extra Large Championship. 5 rounds to go after today towards the end of the year. Before we do the qualifying results, let's look at how the Drivers' Championship standings line up. It's Gabor and Rick Cardle who currently top the sheets. However, neither of them are in attendance today, so clearly not enjoying the car that Antivalta picked for this one, Miika.
Yeah, I hear that the car is not very fun to drive. It doesn't feel very good. It's somewhat loose or something. Also described as porridge for the steering, so it's quite something.
Yeah, that brings me nicely on to third place driver Thamuli, who described it as such. But yeah, Flame, Martin Kapal, who's put this mod together, will surely be rubbing his hands in enjoyment at the fact that 22 drivers are about to set off for the start of the race. And yeah, let's see how they lined up in qualifying. On pole position is Born to Race Loco, ahead of TJ on the front row, with Twin Cam and Thamuli. Pekka Koivunen's there, Asker, Rayman, Michael Malik, Johnny SBK and Rid are your top 10. With Crash, Mad Jester, Stephen Martin, Unite, Ruby, Rony, Magic, Pablo, Yarrigatilla and Julio Martins on the top 20. And then just 2 cars on the second page. We have Neves and Hermani, and all of which qualified within 110%. Hermani just outside 107, but everybody should be allowed to start the race, which is coming up in a couple of seconds' time, Owen. I think we're going to be getting going just a matter of seconds for 36 laps. It's going to be a long one. And there's a few things that could trip the drivers up. We're not sure on the longevity of the tyres here.
Yeah, if you keep them nice and smooth, I suppose, you don't overdo it on your brakes, for example, they should be okay. These road supers should get you going, but of course if you're negligent and you're pushing the car way too hard, then yeah, you should be cautious until your pit stop, and then you change them to avoid a puncture.
The drivers are voting for the restart. Let's go to the track for 36 laps of Rockingham Extended ISSC RGE. It's a mouthful, but there's a lot of corners and it's a big lap. Owen, take it away.
Yeah, let's have a look at the oval, sort of the banking. So yeah, lovely lineup of cars. We have the red lights on, waiting for the launch, and here we go. TJ. We'll look at Loco very quickly. I think he's got a better launch. Yeah, he is through, but of course Loco will have superior turn in. There's Twin Cam P3 ahead of Zafralis' Thamuli. You will be blocked by the Irishman, so that's a chance for Koivunen to get on the inside and maybe give him a little bump or take the inside even. Yeah, he's going for the inside into the apron. This is looking good for Pekka.
Yeah, very good start for Pekka Koivunen. Didn't like they were going three wide for us again, but of course it's the oval. You can take very various lines. You have more space.
Got it all wrong. It's a traffic
cars
jam.
going wide of the pit.
Johnny has been turned around, so he's going to cause a block. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's back on the way, and TJ's made a break.
Oh, the roll! It's Crash has rolled it. He's been hit. He's rolled.
Just caught a glimpse of him there, but he has retired, unfortunately. And Loco's been pushed down to P2 as we head into the infield. Pekka Koivunen making a large number of places there, up to P3 on the road, within a second of the race lead already. A monster start from him, and Thamuli, well, he would have liked a better start, but he finds himself in P7 currently. And he is live on Twitch if you want to check him out at Thamuli_.
Oh, Rayman there, just a bit of understeer, and he almost spun it, but he caught it just in time. But Arska, he sets his opportunity. Well, I think he just misjudged it because Rayman was able to catch his own slide again and get back on the power without being overtaken. So that's Hamuli's chance as well. He's going to get into the final chicane before they return to the oval to complete lap 1. A mental start with crashes, spins, and even a roll. But we're still going with TJ taking the lead for himself.
Yeah, we've got cars in the pit lane. That is Rony, is it not? Coming into pit lane at the back, going for an early pit stop. Here he is, only Rony in the pits. And
Neves
this will be his 10-second mandatory stop. And yeah, you're right. Neves has left the race. TJ is opening up a bit of a gap now over Loco.
Rony's done in 10.3 seconds, which is the necessary time, the mandatory pit stop for him. The series owner is complete, so he can get going back at the tail of the field. But he does have a chance to benefit with all the cars taking time off each other, particularly in the battle for 5th position. That's going to be really, really exciting.
Arska was battling there with Thamuli. Thamuli moved up to P6, but Arska losing a bit of time now, and Thamuli is closing up to the back of Rayman. So a change of position there.
Considering the Hamilton's starting position, he was P3, am I correct? Means he might have some pace like on the stories that he can find. He wasn't quite happy with the setup, as we thought, but I think he might have got it under control. As you can see, he's already very close to Raymond here. Not sure if Raymond has made any mistake, or if it's just a pace difference, but surely it's a chance to go for an overtake soon if this red goes up.
Koivunen's gone very, very wide, Arzan, and that's allowed Twincam to move up into 3rd place to join his teammate in the top 3. There is Twincam just feeding his way through the final chicane.
Rony just fed us the stat at the end of qualifying. Loco, by being the pole sitter, it's his maiden pole position, but it also brings Lithuania up to 22 pole positions as a collective nation, which equals Hungary as the 2nd most of all time. But unfortunately, with Loco down to 2nd, he won't get to gloat that he could be on for a victory, as TJ is currently about a 2nd in the lead. Loco's not out of any stretch, but Twincam, if he wins, I'll be 99% sure he's the first Republic of Ireland winner in RTFR history.
This is Manchester here, following Michael very close. On the oval part, I've driven this car on the oval myself. I think it was Kyoto back then. It was clearly something you could bump draft a bit with this car, but a bit fragile for it. Here seems to be Arska on the Emily, and they're side to side, right into the corner, leaving each other good space, and I was gonna quite able to get past, still looking nervously side to side, where's the space, but he also got some heat from behind, with Reed on this battle.
Yeah, and at the front, Loco has smashed TJ's lead down to, well, a car length basically, as we head up towards Gracelands and down to Tarzan once again. Yeah, you can see the gap is less than a car length now between these two, so great form at the moment from Loco, and we'll see how he gets on. Let's see if he can make a move somewhere.
Yeah, he's been really impressive this lap, everybody. TJ now has to play defender. He's obviously got that launch that helped him on his way into the lead, but he hasn't been under this much pressure since the race truly began. But Loco wisely brakes a little bit earlier so he doesn't hit into the back of TJ and cause both of the driver's headache. So we'll be on to lap 4 now. It's tempting to just get on the power straight away, but you do risk understeering into the turn 4 wall. But yeah, TJ will maintain that 4/10 of a second lead. Yeah, Loco is absolutely on a charge, and he's gonna really push on. I think this lap.
Yeah, he will do. Yeah, brilliant turnout for this event with the Ereso, which is a challenging car. So good to see so many drivers fancying the challenge. But yeah, Loco with good pace, but not able just yet to close up, as Johnny SVK, having just got past Pablo, finds himself in the slipstream of Jari Katila coming up to start finish, or through start finish.
And you can see here that draft is quite powerful. Johnny SVK, he's able to pull it alongside, and he's having the overspeed, so he should be past Katila here right before the braking zone and into the very hard first turn. It's a hard braking, tight turn, and then we get the chicane coming up. So if you can pull this move and block the line there from Jari Katila, then you can keep the place. So that's very nice driving.
Yeah, that was the section where Johnny was, pardon the interruption there, Pete. He was spun around at that corner on the first lap, so it's not representative of him being 15th. But yeah, when he has that pace, he could recover a lot of positions.
Here's Unite then through Piff, and trying to close up to the back of Asker. Surely not into Gracelands. It's close, but lifts out of it. Power.
He's thinking about into Tarzan, but Arska's in the way, and Matt Jester. He had the carefree attitude there. He could do what he wished into the corner, risking missing his braking point entirely. So Unite has the outside line for the left-hander of the chicane, but Arska just decides to back off and wait for the counter attack. But no, Unite has the second part of the chicane covered, and now he has P8.
Yeah, what can Majesta do? He's in the slipstream onto the oval. He's just seen this battle unfold, and it's been given Asker to play with. Here he goes.
It seemed like Asker was looking to get the slipstream from Unite, but he felt a bit too far, and now it's punishing because Manchester here, he got the benefit from Asker. And he's fast there. Can he get the slipstream of Unite there? Oh, he's a bit too far. But definitely, if he can keep up this good pace, he can catch him up.
Yeah, Asker's not close enough to go for the return either. I don't think at all. And speaking of gaps, Loco has dropped back quite a bit from TJ. The gap up to over 1.5 seconds as Unite with a half spin. Manchester on the brakes, making contact with Asker, and Unite somehow manages to hold on there.
It's a very good reaction from Unite. Manchester was carrying much more speed through the corner apex, and as hit the Unite. Oh, they're going so close once again. But they are, of course, both experienced drivers and able to handle a bit of contact.
Yeah, Michael Malik now on the scene. This is a 4-car battle for P8 at the moment.
All these left-hand turns, particularly with the oval, so you're not going to burn out your tires too badly. Oh, a bit wide there. That looked to be Rayman. Yeah, he just missed an ideal turn in. So yeah, that's my point. You can't put the foot down too quickly, or else you're just going to go into the scenery. And Reid, I think he deserves a bit of credit for not hitting Rayman or just reacting in plenty of time to avoid any danger for those around those two. So yeah, the battle will continue with Rayman. Just got to be careful with those rear tires and the right side tires consecutively, or else yeah, he will have to think about pit stop for tires rather than just the 10 seconds stationary.
Jester has a whiff of a slipstream here, and he's got a lot of oval to close up to the back of Unite. Here he is. Unite's going to defend the inside. That's interesting. Jester may be able to go all the way around the outside, but Unite's got to squeeze into the wall. Is that contact?
Yes, it is contact. Oh god!
I can't believe we didn't see it. But that's unbelievable.
That's it.
Oh, that's more contact, and I go was winning.
What an unusual incident. You don't see that very often. But Unite's completely neglected his mirrors there, moved over on Manchester, and well, I'm a bit surprised. I'll be honest.
Yeah, you don't, like you said, you don't usually see stuff like this, especially from such experienced driver as Unite. He's usually very patient with the racing, but I'm not sure what was up there. If he just didn't really see, or
I don't know.
Not sure
He's let.
Yeah, he didn't judge the width properly.
He's
wrote it down
apologised
for
essentially
himself.
in the chat. Yeah.
He's slowed down, so yeah. I think Mad has to be really careful with the clutch. You can see it's entered the red temperature gauge. So if he doesn't feel like pitting for repairs, he'll have to just avoid burning out the clutch, because that's a DNF. Pretty much, you can't recover a burnt clutch, particularly in a vintage car like this.
No, you have to be super patient to allow the clutch to cool down otherwise, which is a luxury you just don't have without going into the pit lane for a long time. As we've got Ruby for Born to Race having a move on Steve into Tarzan here, Steve in the white and pink. And that looks like job done. Ruby up to P10.
Yeah, a sweet move there from Ruby, showing us all how to perform a clean pass, but Steve Martin will not concede it easily. He will wait for his chance, of course. This chicane is not conventional if you're not already side by side. So yeah, Steve Martin will push on next lap as we now join Michael and Arska as their battle continues with the lovely roof camera, which will react to Michael in front, which is still really enjoyable to see.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to be closer, but that's not happened, unfortunately. Two cars who are pretty close leaving the final corner are Pablo and Jari Katila. Here they are. Jari in the yellow. Pablo potentially with a slipstream here.
He has the slipstream. He just has the time correct. He wants to get very close and then pull alongside, and there he goes onto the inside line. This should be guaranteed. Oh, it's a bit of a contact, and it's like hit.
Oh,
no, there's
no, Manchester has been collected again.
Oh, Manchester being so unlucky.
Oh, that is super unlucky. A car bouncing back onto the track. Pablo bouncing back onto the track into the path of Manchester. Oh, wow. That part of the track is plagued with incidents so far.
I was about to say that Pablo and Katila were lucky that both recovered it very good, but then of course there was the rail that the Pablo hit, so not really optimal for him. DJ having good lead though, almost 2 seconds by now. He's having the pace. Meanwhile, Loco has dropped a little behind, and Twincam has reached him and is now challenging his teammate for P2.
This is a great drive from Twincam. Go ahead, Eoin.
Yeah, pardon me. I was just going to build up Loco a couple of laps ago, thinking TJ was under pressure. But now this phase of the race has gone TJ's way again. And now Twincam is feeling really chipper. And he will have a go at his teammate, perhaps in the next sector, if at all possible. So yeah, three-way fight for victory. And I think, yeah, clutch trouble has been discovered here. Just trying to find who it is. Rayman, yeah, Rayman, yes. He's hit nearly 50%, or maybe 40% on the temperature gauge. So if that gets any worse, he's out of the race. There's no recovery.
He's already losing time to Steve there.
Oh, horrible. Yeah, he's gone.
He should have ideally come into the pit lane. Maybe you could let it cool down a little bit. But he's going to just gently... Oh, no, he's retired.
Yeah, Manchester did listen to the correct advice to cool the clutch, and he's back to appropriate temperature, but his car looks a lot worse for wear after the chaos with Unite.
Yeah, let's hope that there's not too much damage that affects the driving of the car. There can be a lot of visual damage that doesn't really affect it at all, so he can pick up his pace. Here again, Twincam following his teammate Loco very closely, not really finding a way around him. They seem to be quite equal on the pace. The difference is not going anywhere. Oh, that's a little bit of a mistake from Loco.
Pablo is in the pits to repair his damage. Manchester, again, I keep bringing him up, but he may be tempted to do similar later on in his stint. Pablo is going to fall to the back of the pack as Julio Martins will be able to overtake him for that 18th position that's been vacated. So Pablo will have to wait probably 40 to 50 seconds just to get all that sorted. It's a painful bit of waiting to do.
Yeah, now we have an interesting battle. We don't often commentate on a Born to Race battle in the top 3, and less so do we commentate on Twin Cam potentially picking up a P2. This is very exciting. Within 2.5 seconds of our race leader as well.
Pablo decided he'd rather retire than be lapped by the flag order, so he's out of the race.
That's a shame.
Pablo Ski, of course.
Ski gone, and that is 18 drivers now in the race. TJ leading, Loco and Twin Cam, the battle on your screen. Pekka Koivunen and Thamuli are your top 5. And yeah, Twin Cam will, I don't know, this is a bit unusual, isn't it? What does he do? Does he work with his teammate? Does it go for gold, go for glory? Loco seems to be a little out of it at this stage of the race.
We'll have a think about Twin Cam's dilemma after this battle for the other Born to Race driver, Ruby. As I was talking about a little earlier on, Steve Martin was going to wait for his chance to repass him if at all possible. He's got the inside line into Gretton Hairpin. They'll bang doors. Ruby will be let through though, because the track will guide to the right rather than left. So not successful this time for Stephen Martin, but he's going to push on and give Ruby extra stress to try and put him off his game. Manchester does repair damages in under 30 seconds. He gets a refuel as well, so he can go to the finish line now. No more obligations for him to follow. Ruby blocks at Yentwood there. Good defense again. Magic will be paying attention to this to see if he can claw in the 2.3 seconds he needs to catch Stephen.
Well, somebody save a clip. We just saw 2 cars go side by side, round turn 3 on the oval without taking each other out. And yeah, that was a good battle. But yeah, Steve has dropped off slightly now. As Asker and Michael Malik are close together.
Oh, careful.
Ooh, kick of oversteer from Asker. That won't help at all.
No, usually the Scandinavian skills can be put to good use with the flicks and the drifts, but alas, in this car it's just not really worth it.
Yeah, that's a more proper strategy on like rally and other slippery surfaces. But
yes,
usually on the assault it's not the fastest way around. Unfortunately, or Asker, he loses a bit of time there and can't get into the slipstream. So the battle is for now over for at least a little while.
United's just got past Hermani into Tarzan. Well, actually before Tarzan. That's those 2 there. Hermani with a potential issue. Pass looked quite easy apparently. And yeah, in fact, United is just driving away from him. As we take a look back at our race leader, DJ, we've not seen much of him so far this race, only when Loco got a little bit close. But they are still within touching distance, Miika. This is not. These 2 are not going away, and they're focusing on each other somewhat here as well.
Yeah, this battle is definitely not over. I'm not sure how they go about racing. Do they just go one for each other, or if they want to play some team games? But so far, they have a bit of a gap, so at least they're not fighting. So that's not really eating time off of each other. But they're not really helping each other either, so it's a bit of a stalemate, could I say.
Yeah, this is a really interesting one. No developments just yet, but the pace seems to be okay. TJ is turning the screws. He is pulling away ever so slightly, just opening that cushion that he has over those 2. But crucially, they've yet to do their mandatory stop, so it could all come undone with one slip of the clutch. If they get away too quickly, they miss a pit box or get a speeding penalty. Really, really easy to pick up a speeding penalty at Rockingham. But at the moment, this pretty much is the closest battle on the track for P2. Everyone else fairly spread out at this stage. Maybe Asker and Michael, the other pair closest together. But as we're on lap 10 now, the drivers are starting to find their place in this race.
Harmon's really not happening much around the track. You can see there just a little bit of slide here and there for all the drivers. The car is quite hard to handle on the turns, so you can get a bit of slides, but those if the slide is like very marginal and not too big, it doesn't affect your speed that much, and you can get away with it. It doesn't really matter all that much. But of course, as we saw, a bigger slide from Asker, then that of course cost him time.
Asker has been slidey for a few corners throughout this race, while trying to chase down Michael Malik at this stage, but Michael has got a fairly good grip on P7. He's closing in a bit on Rid as well. So this could be one to watch out for.
Yeah, this could even become a trivia battle if Asker can keep up with the pace and close up to them, especially if they start fighting versus Michael. But Born to Race, they are here still together, the closest pair in the track. So the gap between them, it's not really going anywhere. It's fluctuating here and there around a second, but it's keeping very similar all the way through.
Yeah, and the gap between them is growing slightly, but it's not growing at a huge rate of knots. So, you know, we can get them all in one camera view probably as we come up to the Gretton hairpin. There they are, P1, P2 and P3, still pretty tight together. And Pekka Koivunen is still there. There he is in P4, just coming up to the hairpin now. Thamuli just behind. Reminder, Thamuli is live on Twitch. Do go give him a follow at Thamuli_. And then we've got this close battle of Rid, Michael and Asker.
Rid having a very interesting line. He took a big like oversteer into the first corner. And I'm not sure if that's the fastest way, but seems like he didn't lose all that much either. So that's one way to drive around that tight hairpin. Like Asker also there is hanging on, doing the same pace, so he's not really falling behind from the two of those, and this could very well become something. Stephen Martin still on P10, not being able to repass Ruby after Ruby passed him on the earliest stage for the race. They have been quite close together all this time as well, but they have this around a second gap as well between each other. Ruby goes wide there.
Ruby goes wide,
this
yeah.
Opens chance for T. Martin to punish him. Let's go see that braking not hard, and can he do anything? No, Ruby can get it under control, but he's again touched into grass right on the apex.
Yeah, losing time very, well, quite a lot of time there actually. He needs to be a little bit more careful than that if he wants to stay ahead of Steve, because Steve will take any opportunity he can get as Ruby pits. Let's see a pit stop in action. There may be some damage repair going on here. He needs to be careful. He needs to decide what he wants to do, because damage repair will take quite a while, and he is going to repair damage, so Steve will almost certainly take the position when he comes in. So major damage for Ruby. That's going to cost him a lot of time.
It's
So
gonna take
obviously-
around maybe 30 seconds or something.
Yeah,
So,
was it worth it though? I mean, was he losing that much time? Probably not. So, a big decision that for Ruby.
hard to say how much he was losing, but I guess he feels that it's worth it, and it's much better to drive with a fully functional and structured car that has no damage on it. He's gonna drop behind Rony and maybe behind Unite as well. And should maybe slot in before Eoin there on P15.
Yeah, well, going back up to speed and comes out pretty much slap bang in between Unite and Rony. But Steve will surely not see Ruby again unless he chooses to go for a similar pit stop strategy. But here we look at the order. TJ, Loco and Twincam. Loco's picked up the fastest lap of the race again. That's happened fairly recently. If not this lap, then the lap before. In fact, I think it was this lap. So yeah, the screws turned the other way again. Fascinating race we've got at the front.
Yeah, seems like the pace for the front runners, it's not quite consistent. It varies just a bit, so the differences go up and down a little bit. But unfortunately for us, they're a bit spread around, so they're not fighting with each other. As Reed comes into the pit lane, and can you find the pit box? Oh, there he goes. It seemed
Yeah,
like
just about.
he was about to stop for the previous one, but went too far and decided to go for the last pit box there.
Yeah, Rid had to retire. He did say in the chat that this wasn't going to be a normal pit stop. He had to leave the race, and there we see him retiring,
that's
unfortunately.
unfortunate. Well, that means there's 17 cars left on the track. We've lost 4 of them, 5 of them. Can't remember exactly.
Yeah, 5
how much
sounds about right.
soldiers. Yep.
22 qualifiers. 17 runners now. And this is interesting now. Twincam's gap has gone from above 4 seconds to below 4 seconds. So Loco is pulling Twincam with him as well, and the gap is going down again. It's gone down by another couple of tenths, and really what we're seeing here is something quite remarkable. TJ being caught by 2 born to race drivers at the mid stage, approaching the mid stage of this race.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's something going on with DJ, if he's made small mistakes, or if he's just losing his own pace, or if the born to race cars are finding more pace out of them. But definitely they are both catching DJ. Here's the Emily, and you can see he's on board once again. If you want to go check it out even more, Twitch / the Emily underscore. He's broadcasting his whole race there, and he's got some nice graphics. He's got usually some pedal graph there. You can see his pedal action. It's quite fascinating to see on the various cars how he manages the brake and the gas pedal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not something I've ever bothered to really prepare for my layout on LFS, but yeah, it is great to have that knowledge to hand as a viewer, as well as the driver, of course. But yeah, now more pit stops taking place. I know that Ruby had a big repair job to do, but that's not a problem for Magic. He should be ready to go in a few seconds' time.
Yeah, this should be a pretty straightforward stop for Magic. Let's see what he does. 11.19, so very good. Back on his way.
Yeah, I suppose he played it super cautious there. Could have possibly gone 10.5 seconds maybe, but yeah, it's better just to guarantee no penalty. Yarrington will overtake him though on the high line, and yeah, Magic should be clear to rejoin just behind Rony there.
manager has damaged his clutch
Oh,
a little
no.
bit in the pit stop, and we'll need
Oops.
to cool that down. Yeah, not looking healthy. But as we have TJ navigating a back marker, that's Julio Martins, who gets out of the way over the school straight. And Yari has just managed to slip through on Rony. We just missed it, but Yari is through and up to...
No, he was ahead. I think
Oh, he
Rony
was ahead.
trying for the pass and he missed. Yeah, there was
Ah, my mistake. Okay, so these two have become close. Rony is on the charge and trying to get past them.
Yeah, Rony with his usual strategy, taking the early pit stop right at the first lap. And he's got it back to Jari Katila. And this is a proper fight now. Going deep in there, and Rony's gonna lose a bit of speed here. Katila able to pull a bit away. Slight gap there. But Rony still very well in the place to go for another move.
Yeah, as we head into Gracelands, Rony taking very interesting lines, very, very deep into the corner. And
Gonna
it's
try to
Tarzan
switch
again,
back.
Yari with a much tighter line. Rony trying to line something up on the exit, gets a kick of oversteer, but not as much oversteer as Yari has. And this could be a run into the Brook chicane. Although I don't think he's going to be close enough. This isn't a long run, but he's going to maybe fade to the inside. No, pulls back in. Oh, but Yari went defensive.
Yeah, Rony, if he's patient here, he can make it a good one. He can get slipstream on the main straight, which seems like he has done. He's very, very close and should be side by side with Katila anyways right now.
That's lovely. He's got the inside line. He'll hug the apron. Yari will just have to say, yeah, you got me this time. I won't argue, but I will counterattack. As yeah, there is a bit of time for slipstream into oval turn 2.
And that slipstream being very effective once again. Katila coming up so close, right behind Rony. And as we're closing into the braking zone, a bit of twitching there under braking, but both taking cleanly through. Katila just a bit too far to make any moves and sticks behind Rony.
TJ has chosen to come into the pit lane, takes the first pit box, so our first driver in the lead of the race has elected to choose lap 17 to bring the car into pit lane, and it's a good stop, 10.35, nailed it for TJ, but that does hand the lead of the race to Loco temporarily until he decides to come in. So that's interesting. TJ electing to give up track position, do a pit stop. Now, even though the car only holds about, well, it only needs about 20 kilograms of fuel for this entire race, I do wonder whether he put any fuel in at the pit stop. Did he do any fuel pit stop? Yes, he did. He put a little bit of fuel in, so that will potentially mean that he had a lighter fuel load than Loco at the beginning.
Yes, and if that's the case, it's gonna mean it's very interesting the rest of the race. Loco is faster when they get on the same fuel load, but it's all up to see. When we see Loco pitting, then we know if he will refill or not. But he's holding the lead for now. His teammate Twincam still following behind him. He's dropped down 2.7 seconds behind. But not too far away.
Yeah, he's definitely still in play, but yeah, we never got to answer that question about the dilemma for Twincam. I suppose at this stage it should be a fair fight to the end for everybody, Loco and Twincam. Yeah, I suppose there's no need to try any partnerships to try and beat TJ. I think they should just race as normal and see how they get on. Oh, you know, oh my goodness. Oh, that's a very dangerous place to spin, but you'll have to only accelerate once Ruby has passed. Yeah, he's now free to go. Yeah, that's a very scary one.
Yeah,
game stuttered, he said.
He said he had a problem with the game and he's had to retire as well. Twincam going quite sideways through Brook there. Maybe he lost a bit of time. In fact, I think he has lost a bit of time. Loco's up to start finish. So not fantastic through the final sector there for Twin Cam. In fact, he's lost a bunch of time. As Pekka Koivunen now comes into pits.
Yeah, Koivunen from P3, he was P4 before TJ pitted, of course, and TJ should be coming right past him as he pits. But let's see, Koivunen right off there, and up to the speed as soon as he gets out of the speed limit area.
It's a long old pit lane, and the speed limit is not fast at all, just 50 kilometers an hour up to the exit, and rejoins behind Michael and behind TJ as well, and Oscar, I think. Yep.
Correct, yeah.
But just ahead of Stephen Martin, so Pekka Koivunen up to P7, or rather down to P7.
Yeah, a fair few of these big names are still to pit, so we don't know our precise order to the ladder. I suppose we could still make an estimated prediction about who'll end up where. But yeah, TJ waiting for these guys ahead of him to pit, and he will hope to regain that lead he handed over to the other guys when he took his dash of fuel.
TJ fighting with Oscar, trying to drop Oscar at this stage, and obviously aware that the two Born to Race drivers ahead are still on the track, as Loco will come over start finish to have led onto lap 19 now, and Twin Cam has come into the pits, which could be an indication that either, well, I can't read much into it. Loco might be going deep. He might come in one lap after, but we'll see. Twin Cam will be a good marker for TJ as well. So we'll see what Twin Cam's pit stop time is. 10.2. So
nice.
Half a tenth slower than, in fact, I don't remember what I said TJ did. No, a tenth and a half faster, I think, than TJ.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And TJ just coming around the oval now, and has he lost time? He has lost time.
This last lap wasn't great, I have to say.
He's lost a lot of time with Oscar. So TJ,
the fight with Oscar is taken
yeah. So he's dropped down
clear.
behind. That's a lot of time that TJ has lost. More than just circulating. That must have been an incident potentially, or a lot of time spent behind Oscar to try and get through. So this is great news for Loco. If Loco continues to drive, Twin Cam can now defend from TJ, because it's a straight fight to the end for these two. Well.
So we're potentially looking at Born to Race 1-2, so it's looking very good for them at this stage of the race. But of course there's still plenty of race to go, so anything can happen. Let's hope Loco can keep it up and keep it going good, and no mistakes at the pits or anything like that.
Well, that came completely out of nowhere, Owen. I'm sort of excited for your countrymen now.
Yeah, definitely didn't expect that, but the fact that Hermani's going to be lapped here by Twin Cam, Michael is just putting that lap down, of course, so it is a potential distraction for Michael. No, that's dealt with now. Twin Cam should be a let through on the oval. The respectable blue flag obedience there. So yeah, Hermani hopefully doesn't deny Twin Cam any time. Yeah, he should duck out of the way. Yeah, that's perfect. Absolutely no problem there. Just lost a bit of the back end. Yeah.
Oh, TJ had
he had
a hot
clutch.
clutch leaving the pits, which is why he had to go slower. So TJ succumbing to that weak clutch of this car, and just maybe it took him by surprise, and he had to lean out of the throttle to just cool it down enough such that he can bring the car back up to the pace that he wants to close up to Twin Cam, and he is now closing up. So I'm guessing that temperature has come down now.
Yeah, it's all sorted now. So Twin Cam maybe he will play the team game after all. Loco probably begging him, do me a favour here, mate, and give me the win by defending against TJ. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what Loco will do with this spare bit of track. He's pretty much got half the infield to himself at the minute. Oh, there's a bit of a wide there for Hermione. Just trying to get out of the way.
Moody has the best clutch of the race leaders, but Loco's is about the same as TJ's now, so we'll see what Loco does with the pit stop. But yeah, mechanical sympathy apparently is the name of the game tonight. So another challenge to add to the list of challenges that we already knew the Ereso had. A weak clutch is another to add to the list. This car has provided some sensational racing in the 1.5 broadcasts that we've had it for so far.
I remember a couple other cars having the same, that you have to be very careful with the clutch. It's very easy to burn up, so that's always a tricky part for the race, when you have to be very careful of the clutch, and it brings certain flavor to the racing, as you have to be very, very gentle, and well, you can push like here and there, but then you can risk of like mechanical failure.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, we do have to take quality care of this car to make sure it will make it to the very end. So we'll notice what the pitters will do towards the end of the perhaps the final third of this race will be the last set of pit stops. Tamuli minding his own business here, all by himself in second position, 8 seconds clear of Michael Malik, and then 9.6 ahead of Twin Cam. So yeah, at the moment we're in a bit of a lull phase, but it will pick up towards the end. I've very little doubt about that.
I just gonna say, I forgot that Emily has on his skin there, on the rear, there's my avatar on there, just on the lip of the spoiler. It's when we drove on the oval, and I was trying to beat the following car, so I had like a crosshair that I can aim for when we were bump drafting.
That's nice.
It's the black and yellow skin all the way from I forgot then
the ice
season. It's spring, springtime, when in the National Ice Hockey League of Finland, our local team was doing very good and got into the playoffs.
Yeah, didn't quite win the trophy in the end, just lost the final, which is heartbreaking, but at the same time, yeah, you just, could try again next year. I'm sure it's a great experience for the players.
Yeah, and the fans as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah, it's a dream come true to get to a final.
Anyway, back to the race. Martin's here, getting lapped by a lot of cars, leaving a little bit of space there. Getting a very nice run, not losing too much time himself. He's still holding on. Not even in the last place, Harmon is still behind Martins. But they're minding their own race there, and just letting the faster guys through.
No sign yet Loco coming into the pit lane. He's quite happy out front with a 21-second gap to Tamuli. And with Twin Cam, his teammates still ahead of TJ, this is a sure sign for Loco that it is all systems go, and he is now on for a win as long as he gets a smooth stop. This is going to be brilliant if Twin Cam and Loco can bring this home. The gap to Twin Cam is coming down ever so slightly. TJ is starting to wind him in, but there's not enough laps left, I would say. I think Loco is looking in good shape.
Oh, TJ misses the apex wildly there, caught in perfectly on the custom camera there. Just totally misjudged where he needed to brake, but at the same time, Michael Malik will act as a distraction for Twin Cam. He's not going to be able to go his peak pace at the moment. So Michael Malik could be doing TJ solid at the moment. Yeah, we'll check the split times. Yeah, half a second better off for Twin Cam this lap. Michael Malik lost about 4/10 of a second there to Twin Cam in that split. So yeah, Michael Malik, he's got the fate of the podium in his hands at the moment.
Yeah, and don't discount Thamuli. Thamuli's pace is decent. I know the gap is quite large, but if Thamuli can keep going and keep taking chunks of time out of the race leaders, then it might look quite good. I mean, Thamuli has yet to stop, so we'll give up 10 seconds when he does choose to come in, so he has got a lot of time to make up to affect the podium, but it could be a pretty close fight with Michael towards the end anyway.
Here we go, this is Twin Cam's moment, I think, everybody. He's gonna take a breath and perhaps line up the pass into oval turn 3. I think that would be the ideal place to do it. So this is turn 1 to start the lap. This should be his preparation phase. Get a line up, pick your line into turn 2, and then turn 3, I think, for the braking zone. He should be all set to go if he's going to make his overtake. Michael using the apron as aggressively as possible. But you can see now Twin Cam is in position, but he's been blocked. He has to go high side through the middle of the groove here before we have to slow down. He will try to switch back here, taking a lot of brake and even the handbrake. But Michael defends. Oh, this is crucial for Loco. Absolutely crucial.
Yeah, this is crucial for the race. This is crucial for Twin Cam's chance at P2 as well, and he loses more time to Michael Malik. Michael hasn't pitted, remember, they're on different strategies. Michael is well within his rights to defend, but really they're on different strategies, and Twin Cam has to get through.
Contact.
More contact.
Bumper to bumper.
Contact is not helping Twin Cam at all. Michael, though, I gotta say, that's very good defensive drive from him. He's on the line that TJ was taking and adapted there quite well. TJ kind of tried to go around. Michael just kept the whole width of the track blocked, so he couldn't really go anywhere.
A gap that was 1.5 seconds has been reduced to nothing again. It's down to less than half a second as TJ sets his sights to get past Twin Cam. Michael Malik is the stopper in the bottle at the moment, stopping our race leaders from making progress up to Loco, and this forces Twin Cam into a position to defend now from TJ, who was leading.
Yeah, I know it's far too early to talk about it with Crashmas. I'm sure Twin Cam will write this down in his little notebook.
It is the hottest day of the year.
I know,
down.
but Twin Cam will keep a note of this, and come Stevens' Day or Boxing Day 2025, he will have his bullseye set on Michael Malik. He will want to knock him out in revenge.
Michael Malik always has a bullseye on him from various drivers, but Twin Cam's is going to be largest for sure. As Loco sets another fastest lap at 2:06.32, just showing everybody that he is going to be in command of this race by the time he comes out of the pits, if he does it cleanly. Come on, Twin Cam, he's got to get through Michael. Or maybe it's Crashmas come early. Who knows?
I mean, it's maybe the hottest day of the year, but it's only 4.5 months to Christmas, so
yeah,
we're getting there for sure.
TJ has a swipe there. But Michael Malik continues to defend, and Loco with that fastest lap of 2 minutes 6.32. That's pretty much sealed the deal, I think. If you can keep registering these 2 minute 6s, there's nothing Twin Cam could do to match that with a steely opponent in front of him.
He has to get through here. He hasn't got any more time to waste. He hasn't managed to get up the inside of Michael into Yentwood. Can he do it into Chapman Curve? No, he can't. And TJ all the while still closing in. Yarrick to the pits.
And Loco making those very good laps there. That of course helps him. He can build up the gap, so he can take his speed very much more easily and not go too nervous on the pit and try to rush it. So he has time to make it all good. So he should be making the pit stop very well without any mistakes, as he has a good gap behind. But of course, anything can still happen. And now Twin Cam, he's getting very close. He's right on the bumper of Michael Malik. Can he get up onto the braking zone here.
Michael defends it. He's defending this place. He's really trying to affect the lead of the race. TJ gets on the
TJ.
grass. Oh. I've not seen defensive driving like this from Michael Malik with cars that are on a different strategy. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So Michael really wants to keep P3 for some reason.
Yeah, Michael's just enjoying the time that he's actually getting to race. He's been trying quite slowly, like this whole race. So why not enjoy some racing when you have the position?
Well, Twin Cam is starting to show signs of frustration, which is, well, I guess fair enough, but Michael is perfectly within his rights to defend. Potentially more upset with the fact that TJ may have hit him in the rear going into Brook, but we will see.
Let's see the first braking zone again. Oh, Twin Cam just pushing it a bit too deep there. Just Michael, just a little bit. And that allows TJ to catch up once again and get very close.
Yeah, our cameras are trained intently on Twin Cam at the moment, but what you can't see is that Loco is putting in solid laps after solid laps. His fastest lap is now 2:06.29, and he's just coming up to the end of lap 25 with no sign of coming into the pit lane. So he's carried more fuel all this time than TJ had at the beginning of the race. That's where the fastest laps are coming from. And he goes through this Brook chicane and continues on for another lap. So he will start lap 26 to make it 11 to go, and he is yet to stop. Same as the Mooney and Michael.
This is the understeer for Michael. It has to be the dip and dive to the inside, but now Michael covers it. But here we go, the switchback. Oh, TJ's going to be through. I think TJ's in the best position of all.
Rewind.
This is it. This really is it. Twin Cam has the 4 wheels ahead, but TJ, if he can plot his move, I think he'll be able to overtake Twin Cam.
Well, Michael will probably try to defend from TJ. Oh, and Michael's going to force the issue. TJ on the inside, and this is crucial for TJ. No, Michael's got back through.
My words. There we go. Now.
Twin Cam's escaped. He got the good exit. Michael, not so good. And that's TJ just right behind him. And TJ should be able to go there right and fast.
But Michael will get the slipstream immediately, and he will probably get back past into the Gretton hairpin. TJ's going to defend it. Yep, goes over to the inside, but not enough. Michael's coming back through.
Oh no, this is getting very exciting.
Deja vu to unite.
Here, no, not this, not now. They're safely through over the sector line. And Michael is going to have to defend if he wants to keep TJ behind him. TJ late on the break.
Braking is going to be very intense. Michael trying to take the switchback.
No.
Does he? No, he's not able to go do it.
TJ
That's a good move from TJ.
Well, Michael Malik, wow, making that a lot more difficult than it needed to be for these guys, and pretty much hands the lead and the overall win to Loco, barring any issues. The gap between them has gone up by 6 seconds thanks to Michael. 6.
Yeah, that's quite a chunk.
Yeah.
Well,
If Loco doesn't do any.
By Loco. That's for sure. Oh, Twin
Oh
Cam.
my.
What a slide. Can TJ punish him from that? No, he's quite not close enough.
Well, look, these two have had pretty similar pace all race long. Don't forget that when TJ came into the pits, the gap was under 3 seconds. Twin Cam has the pace to keep that lead if he wants it. I know that TJ will have slipstream and all sorts, but Twin Cam has the pace, in theory, to hold on to P2 if he can, keep it all together. TJ's looking fast.
He was very fast in the early stage of the race as well, so he might as well find the pace. And he's coming very close on the last chicane. Let's see how the exit will go. Twin Cam a little nervous there. Gets solidly away. TJ, he's playing the smart game. He's not going for the slipstream right away. If he's close enough, he can take slipstream later on and still make the pass.
Don't think he's close enough, Miika.
Yeah, he's a bit too far away.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a gap that's close enough. Maybe. Well, Twin Cam's a bit wide at the apron. No, I think he's safe for this lap. That's interesting.
Get ready to brake now. There we go. Twin cam. Oh, trying to block the apex. Yeah, he's done it spot on. Michael just watching to see these two, I'm sure, stressed out drivers, knowing that the race has evaporated from them just a little bit, unless Loco has a nightmarish end. So yeah, at the moment these two just need to avoid any more anxiety and just get on with the job, have a fair fight, and see what could come of it in the end. Just of course the other Master Race Car driver there, Johnny SVK, he pitted about a lap and a half ago for no service but a 10.39, and he's still in 9th, just ahead of Rony. But with Stephen Martin still going along in his stint as well, then I imagine Rony should be in play for a 9th position. It will be close, but he is roughly in place to be 9th in the end.
Yeah, 6 drivers yet to stop, including our race leader and Thamuli in P2, and then Michael Malek, who became... Oh, do you take it, Owen?
Yeah, it's a server best, so he's beaten his qualifying time. Loco, 2 minutes 6.13 seconds. That's even better than what he set in qualifying. So that's probably a devastating sign to the competition behind Twin Cam and TJ. They're not going to be lapping into 2 minutes 6s very often anymore with them so close to each other. So Loco has set a huge gauntlet for everyone to catch. What a lap.
What a lap, but I'm starting to get worried for him. He has to make sure this pit stop is perfect. He doesn't have to rush. He's got so much of a lead now that he doesn't have to rush through the pit lane. I'm dreading seeing the drive-through penalty, which is so easy to pick up here. Nobody has done it yet, touch wood, but let's see. I hope Loco manages to get through there without any incident. We're well into the final 10 laps here, but no sign of him coming in just yet.
Loco still very happy to keep this car on the road. We can see Thamuli now, his Twitch stream still provided for us very kindly. You can see him operating the brakes and the throttle, and Hermani comes in for his stop. He's already lapped twice, I think, 2 laps down or thereabouts. So it's been a long evening here for Hermani, but at least the fact that the attrition rate was rather high today, it's good to see him still going. He refuels in 10.6 seconds, rounding up.
Yeah, back to TJ in Twin Cam land, and you can see the gap is down to 0.3 of a second again. The pressure is mounting. This is the race, we think, for P2. Thamuli won't have gained enough just yet to affect this fight, but the gap has gone up to almost 20 seconds now between Thamuli and these guys. Although I think you need about 25 to 30 seconds if you want to make a jump in the pit stop. So if Thamuli keeps going, there is time, because these two could come together. They could definitely slow each other down considerably. And don't forget that they've still got Michael Malek in close proximity.
Yeah, Michael's not giving up all that easily, even though it seems like his pace is quite not there. He's not able to challenge these guys. But if they slow each other down enough, then Michael can maybe punish them and get the position again and slow them down even more.
Well, that's it, exactly, yeah.
But not enough here.
Oh, Twin Cam used way too much of the apron there. That was a scary moment. So TJ, I think, has a bit more momentum about him. Yeah, he's got into a few hundredths of a second. He will try switch back again. Twin Cam knows where to brake though. But oh, a big slide. And TJ says, yeah, I know, this is a warning shot. If you make a mistake, I'm going through, and that's that.
Little tap on the wall from Twin Cam there. Not probably what he was trying to do, but in the end it worked out quite okay. TJ was there right behind and it was blocked. So no worries for the Twin Cam. He just needs to be careful so he doesn't make any more like mistakes. that TJ could punish.
Continue to watch the battle on board from TJ's camera on the roof. Watching now through Gracelands. If you get it wrong, the grass will spit you out again. Neither driver made any such problems there with twin cam at the moment. This lap is slightly quicker. TJ then will have to try and use a late braking technique to try and distract the Born to Race driver here in currently third place, but Tamuli will eventually have to pit and he will likely be overtaken again. Here we go, here's TJ trying the slalom. Twin cam very aggressive, going as high as possible on the oval, whereas TJ is a bit more calm and smooth around it. But yeah, twin cam should have good lap time there. Yeah, just slightly better than TJ, but it's minuscule with the slipstream to come on the oval.
Wow, this is such an intense battle between drivers. We haven't seen these two fight for a long time, but today of all days it's happened, and it's for P2 overall at this stage. They are by far and away the closest two cars on the track. Loco is on his own with, in fact, he's just coming up to Gracelands, about halfway around the lap, and he will be making it 6 laps to go at the line. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be having a much more enjoyable time than Twin Cam, who I'm sure is locked into the most focused drive he's had in a while. And well, if it's anything to go by how hot it is here, it's going to be getting even hotter where he is, because this is always a stressful scenario, especially being chased by TJ.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah, he is really good around Rockingham, I think I recall. Perhaps GTI Thursday, I think he was really good around here. So that was a good while ago, I have to say. But yeah, TJ to be second on the grid and end up in third place, I think he would be pretty forlorn about that. It'll be a tough one to take, but still ways to go here before Loco will solidify his lead by pitting. I doubt he'll be overtaken in the pits, barring anything like you said there, Pete, with the risk of a drive-to penalty or pitting too briefly. He needs to serve the 10 seconds, no less than that.
Yeah, once again, TJ just not getting a good enough exit. He gets very close to Twin Cam in the middle of the brook chicane. In fact, yeah, they're hitting the wall, costing himself a lot of time. That is actually probably the biggest gap that Twin Cam's had coming onto the oval. So something is working here. Rockingham is kind to Twin Cam, or at least so far it is. And TJ can do nothing about it at this stage. So he just needs to keep doing what he's doing. Support his teammate, of course. Although I don't really see what else Twin Cam can do. Loco is pretty much on his own now. This is his race to lose as the cars go by in the background.
Oh, he's gone for the inside. Oh, nearly there for TJ, but Twin Cam, I think, would have already been on throttle by the time TJ was taking the turn, but it was close. They thankfully avoided any serious contact. But again, just the anxiety is building. They know this is probably the peak of their performance today, the second place, whoever can get it. But TJ will feel whatever went wrong with that clutch temperature. That's been very painful for his race event today, and that, you know, something he'll have to review if he ever ends up driving this Ereso car again.
Yeah, another great race being provided for us here by this mod, the Ereso, which you can get your hands on if you go to the LFS website and grab yourself an S3 license. Here it is, the car that we are running tonight in all of its glory, by Martin Capal, Flame CZE there. And yeah, go and give it a go yourself.
We will now see there's a battle. Yeah, there is actually a battle. We'll check out Ruby there. He's overtaken Magic into Gretton. So he is now through, and there's more on the table for him if he can catch Mad Jester before the end of the race. So yeah, all three of these drivers have pitted. So it's a battle to the finish for them. But yeah, lovely overtake. I just saw the very end of it. Ruby is through to 12th position.
Mad Jester has had a pretty rough race, has repaired his car in a pit stop, and still finds himself on the cusp of the top 10. So that's proof that if you stick with it, you can still salvage a pretty good result, despite being knocked out by Unite, collected again by Pablo. Properly unlucky, but there we go.
Yeah, I suppose you could say the same for, well, similar for Johnny SVK there in 9th position. He's hoping he can catch Steve Martin before the end of the race, because Steve is one of the late stinters here. He's gone very deep into the race. And of course, Johnny was spun on lap 1, had a bit of contact in the back, and he had to reclaim all the lost positions. And if he can get a P8, I think he'll be pretty satisfied with his day's work.
Indeed. Well, we wait in anticipation to see when Loco is going to come into the pit lane. Will it be this lap with 4 laps to go after this lap is completed? Or will Loco try and take it all the way to the end? Well, he goes past pit entry. He's doing another one.
Yeah, he's very happy in his skin at the moment. He's pushing and pushing. He's still hitting those 2:06 marks. If he feels he can't do it anymore, then yeah, get it into the pits. Don't waste any more time. So if he doesn't feel comfortable during a lap, he makes a small mistake or something, then that'll be the marker just to get into the pits.
Yeah, we still got a couple of drivers that have their pit stops made. Meanwhile, Temuli actually comes to serve his pit stop right now. But these late pitters, it's quite opposite of Rony, who of course made his usual first lap pit stop, and he's positioned on P10 right now. So it's pretty decent race for Rony himself as well, and Aska following Temuli to the pits right behind.
The state of the front of that car. Hopefully no damage repair happening. Nope.
No.
None for Aska. But that is a crumpled looking front end on that Ereso. As with those cars in the pits, we can see that Twin Cam and TJ have retaken their podium places, and you can see the state of the gap between Loco and Twin Cam now, almost 40 seconds. That gap has gone up by over 10 seconds since since Twin Cam and TJ pitted. Largely in thanks to Michael Malek, but also thanks to TJ burning his clutch during the pit exit, meaning he had to slow down. He let Twin Cam through essentially, and those two have been fighting ever since. And Loco has been able to drive his own race, drive away at the front, and does another lap onto lap 34 now without taking a stop. He has to come in on the next racing lap. Well, after this one, lap 35.
Yes. Yeah, he has the luxury of that buffer to use up. He can really make sure he meets the speed limit line for pit entry. But yeah, let's check out a fight between, well, no, it's Martin's laps. Beg your pardon. Rony will be the one trying to chase down Johnny for P9. So Julio Martins is a lap down. So that was my misjudgment there. Rony about 2 seconds, I think, behind Johnny. He'll do everything in his power to try and catch him up. 1.92 seconds. Oh,
very
careful
nice
of the
livery,
sausage curve. Yeah, it is a very classy looking livery, I have to say.
Martin's with the half in there.
Yeah, it's got the Skoda branding on the front for Johnny. So yeah, he always loves representing the Skodas.
Yeah, the Czech national, representing the Czech national brand. Why not? And well, give Loco some camera time. has driven absolutely superbly this race. Fastest lap after fastest lap. Hasn't improved on his server best lap of a 2:06.13, but he doesn't need to. He just needs to put in consistent laps now and focus on the one final challenge that he has, which shouldn't really be a challenge and might not seem like one, but getting the car into the pits, stationary for the right amount of time and driving out again without speeding is way more difficult in the heat of the moment, especially when you're leading. When the pressure is on, that's when the mistakes are made. But he can come in now or in 1 lap's time. Let's see what he chooses to do. He is in.
Yes.
Here we go.
Let's hope he keeps his head cool. He knows that he has a very good gap, so he should be taking this very cautiously.
Yeah, he has absolutely no need to rush at all. Needs to pick a pit box. There we go. That is step 1 done. Now he needs to make sure it's 10 seconds in duration. Meanwhile, let's see where TJ and Twin Cam are.
Yeah.
10.4. Twin Cam and TJ are just coming over the school straight start-finish line. And Loco is almost out of pits. Just a couple of meters to go. His clutch looks good. And he is away. What a superb drive from Loco. Seriously. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, an absolutely amazing drive. The pole sitter, of course, had lost the lead at the beginning to TJ, who got a better launch. But ever since TJ's decision to pit, it really has been Loco's race. He's been utterly brilliant.
Yeah, overall there's like no match for Loco tonight. TJ, of course, he was taking the lead. He had a good crash, but then he burnt the clutch after his pit stop, and that cost him very much crucial time and put him in a bad position behind Twin Cam and behind Michael Malak. And that was not very good for him.
Well,
Loco with the overall best.
What happened to Michael? Oh, he
Michael
sped the
pitted.
pit lane.
yeah,
Sped the pit lane. He's the one who's fallen into the trap.
30
Stephen Martin.
second time penalty.
Yeah,
as well
Stephen
for Michael
Martin's
Malak.
going to be giving it a wee jig in his car. He knows he's going to beat him if he just pits himself in the next lap. He hasn't. I don't think he has pitted yet. So that is a great chance of a little victory there for Stephen Martin. He was unlucky last week. He said to me, of course, when the cameras are off, he does really well, and when they come back on, he has a bit of bad luck. But today, it's been so far so good for Steve Martin. Just this last lap to go, get the car into the pits, and you're on your way.
Yeah, a 30-second time penalty for Michael. Not a drive-through. 30-second time penalty. So, a bit brutal that one. But we have to give another huge amount of credit to Twin Cam so far. It's not over yet, but it doesn't really matter. This is an immense amount of pressure to be dealing with on such a hot evening. But the gap is as it was 10 laps ago. 1 lap to go for Twin Cam, and he will have made it a 1-2 for Born to Race ahead of Road of Praise to TJ. But he's just got to do 1 more lap. TJ wide again out of the final corner. Twin Cam defending the inside, but actually, no, I think he's probably done just enough to cover that off one more time. We're on the final lap now. Twin Cam just has to hold on for 1 more.
Yeah, TJ's getting slipstream here.
Oh, here we go. So all the pressure now. TJ's lining him up, taking the wider line. Doesn't want to get him too early, of course. Twin Cam wide.
Yeah, used the apron a bit too much. He's blocking. NASCAR style.
Well, he can get the elbows out now. It's the final lap.
Yeah,
He's got to defend the inside. He does.
Oh,
brilliant stuff.
This is a crucial braking zone here.
TJ,
This is
no,
it.
Twin Cam's gone deep and he's let him through.
He's missed the apex, and TJ is through. Oh, he's headbutting the steering wheel and honking the horn in anger. His dreams of a second place finish are struggling now for the first time in 20 laps. Twin Cam has to fight back. He's got his one chance
he's on the inside.
It's a Yentwood. He has it for Yentwood. But he's got to avoid the sausage curb.
Fabulous stuff from Twin Cam, trying to get TJ back. He's going on the inside. TJ now on the unfavourable outside line for Chapman, and this will be the defence of all defences if he can hold it off.
No.
TJ's still on the inside, and he's going to be on the inside for Piff. and he holds on just. But this is honestly one of the best races to the end we've ever had.
Oh!
Wincam's still not giving up. They're
He's
still
not
going
giving
side
up.
to side there.
TJ's been put
Oh
on.
my god,
Amazing.
he's not spinning around. You have to let going
Oh
in. Both get the podium to
goodness
lose.
me.
Loco, don't cross the line yet, please. Here we
Twin
go.
Cam's ahead.
Oh my goodness. And TJ going for the dive. He has to switch back again. Loco's in the final chicane though. We have to divide our attention, but Loco will get the round of applause from everybody in the chat. He's there. Loco has won it. Absolutely amazing.
Loco coming.
Well done.
Great job from Loco.
Great job from Loco, but
Last
at the
chance,
moment,
TJ.
I don't care.
We have to jump up back
Now.
at this fight for now.
Twin cam blocks.
There is
Unbelievable.
two. DJ is
done it.
very close. It's very close, but
Oh, wow.
DJ is not getting good enough out of the corner, and
Unbelievable.
Wincam is able to hold there right on. Oh, what a last lap for these two guys for P2 and 3.
Wow, we need to compose ourselves and finish the race off. We've got Johnny SVK and Stephen Martin switching places here. Johnny SVK did catch up to Stephen, did get past on the final lap, so that's a great effort from him. We will reflect on what we just witnessed there between Twin Cam and TJ in just a moment's time.
Very
But
close to
Rony,
Steve Martin, but I think he's just a bit too far away.
got to be the clutch.
Oh, it seems like Martin has a problem there. He's going very slow on the straight.
Oh,
That's
jeez.
allowed.
Yeah,
Run it, go.
clutch is gone.
Oh no, that is so unlucky for Steve
on the
Martin.
final couple
Just
of corners.
losing out there.
Well,
Yeah, the revs are going up. Yeah, unlucky.
yeah, gained a place obviously from Michael with that penalty, but lost 2 more on the final lap. And in fact, no, Steve finishes behind Michael even though Michael got that penalty. That is a bit of a kick.
Maybe devastated.
Waiting for a few other drivers now. The win by Loco cannot be ignored. That was a fantastic effort, but bloomin' heck, Twin Cam, that was not only was that great defending, but he had to do it all over again on the final lap. TJ had him. He had him dead to rights. He was in the lead coming out of the Gretton hairpin, but just enough overlap going into Yentwood for Twin Cam to keep the battle alive. 3 or 4 times around the lap, I thought there's no way he's going to hold on. Twin Cam was right there, but fabulous driving, honestly, from both of those guys.
Great racing. They both gave each other just enough room, so they didn't press out or anything. But that was hard. They were squeezing each other right onto the edge of the track. But well, that's like very pleasant thing to watch. Guys racing so hard.
Right, let's get the results done, I guess. Unless, Owen, you want to quickly add something?
Loco needs to find the podium. We haven't seen our driver enter his podium, but he's just found it now. So give him another 10 seconds. Yeah,
Here he goes. He's got to go
that's
all the
true.
way down the end of the pits.
Oh yeah, doesn't realise. Yeah, he has to go all around. Yeah. Okay, we'll leave him to that. Yeah, later on.
We'll let him do that while we
Sooner or
talk
later.
about the official results of the race. Loco in 1 hour 16 minutes and 45 seconds wins ahead of Twin Cam, who in the end crossed the line 0.2 of a second ahead of TJ. Over an hour and 16 minutes of racing, and those two finished neck and neck pretty much. Brilliant stuff. Just off the podium for Pekka Koivunen, a bit anonymous tonight, but yeah, putting in a great effort to finish in P4 as Loco in the background finds his way to the podium. Then we had Samuli, a solid drive for him, but then over a minute off the leaders, Asker in P6, Johnny SVK, Rony, Michael Malek, Stephen Martin, and even with that penalty, that 30-second penalty, Stephen Martin not able to overtake him in the end. Unfortunately. That's your top 10. Then we've got Mad Jester, who was beaten up by basically everybody on the track tonight to finish P11. Then Ruby, Magic, Yari Katilla, Julio Martins, and Hermani. And then DNFs for Unite, Rid, Rayman, and Pablo. And a couple of drivers on our second page, Neves and Crash. Crash didn't even make it around the first lap without rolling it onto his roof. And that is your results for round number 8 of RTFR XL in 2025. Chaps, that was absolutely fabulous. And there you go, Twin Cam joins Loco on the victory lane, which, yeah, he can gate crash. He can gate crash.
Yeah.
He's well within his rights.
Yeah, that's a great effort for a Born Race, getting the 1-2 there, and a very, very solid drive for Loco. There's no match for him today, and that's TJ joining them. I guess that's that's okay for them to join. It's like
Yeah, I think
very much
it's big enough
achieved.
for 3, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Anyway, they provided us a very, very exciting and excellent race. Especially that last lap, it was quite something I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, amazing stuff. That was round 8 of RTFR XL with the Ereso mod at Rockingham Extended ISSC RGE. We thank, of course, the World Class Lions team for supporting this championship. Not only do they support the broadcast, but they also provide funds for the prizes at the end of the year for the top 5 drivers in the Drivers' Championship standing. Yeah, fabulous stuff. And if you wanted to see more of it, then you can do in 1 month's time, when we'll be back for a race that will be decided by Loco, I believe. Loco will pick the track.
Yeah.
It was Anti-Balta who chose this combination, but it will be Loco who chooses the track for the next one. And that will be on September 9th. We hope you can join us for that. Any parting words before we wrap up tonight, gents?
I suppose the fact that we were saying at the very, very beginning, turnout was a little bit low, I suppose you could say. I know we had a fair few retirements, but the fact that probably the mod was a little bit doubtful. It was described as parage, I think, by one of the drivers. Miika quoted one of the drivers saying it drove like parage. But yeah, we've definitely been rewarded for the patience of all the drivers who turned out today and saw the finish line. They really gave us an absolute treat. So maybe this car has been given a rejuvenation, and it could be more popular in future if it can deliver races like that.
Yeah, indeed. And then again, we talked a lot about the podium, the first 3 finishers, but gave a huge shout out to likes of like Manchester. He had lots of bad luck, had some incidents here and there, but he still fought and got a very good result in the end. So again, the patience, it was playing a huge role in this, and you can achieve a lot with this car if you just keep on going.
Couldn't agree more with my colleagues, but yes, thanks to the Race Green team for obviously putting on the event. Thanks to the viewers, and thanks to our drivers who put on a show today. And we will see you all on the next one. From all of us here to all of you, have a great evening. We've been Sim Broadcasts, and we'll see you all next time. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.